Well, we are back after a very long hiatus.
Yes.
Agree to disagree with Denita and Jim. So, today's topic is
Can you hate someone that you love? It's a topic I was just happened to cross my mind, and just I was thinking, sometimes we have these thoughts in our minds about someone that we love and care for, and it's just something that I didn't know the answer. I'd like to hear from other people to see what they say. So I'm gonna talk to my compadre here, and we will discuss it.
well, I tried to this time around I'm going to try to be a little more spontaneous and just come up with the and here we go spontaneous. Here's our son. Hey, we're doing a show, so we'll just go straight through. So, I feel like the answer is yes. And here's why. Like I'm just going to go basic and say if you love somebody, usually like if somebody says like, "Oh, I love this person." If somebody says why, I feel like the answer cannot be, "Oh, because this person is so nice to me," they're super sweet or they're good looking or whatever the situation is. Usually when you love somebody, you don't know why. You don't want to love them. They're getting on your nerves. Different situations that happen, they're good, good, bad, or ugly, and you're like, why? Why do I love this person? Why do I still love this person? So I think with that, the person, you have parents or spouses or whatever, you don't not love somebody because they did something wrong. There's like a lot of parents. Jeffrey Dahmer's parents were sitting behind him when he went through his whole trial of all that craziness. So they still loved him. So I'm sure that they, hated his guts. Like, God, this fucking guy is weird. But you can love somebody that you hate. Plus, we've been married for a very long time. So a lot of times Jim gets on my last nerve. So I wouldn't I
Wait to say that.
wouldn't go I wouldn't go as far as hate, but if we were the same size, I definitely would have punched him in the stomach a couple of times.
Yeah, right. See. Well, I mean, my thing is hate is when you hear the word hate is such a strong word. And so, after looking it up, it actually is basically saying that it's you're passionately disdain, like there's some disdain there that you have towards a person. And so disdain is not to me such a harsh word. So after I started looking at it, I was like, okay, well you can have a disdain. Now how long that lasts is could be the issue. But I really feel that love and hate is kind of hand in hand. I think you're if you live with someone for a long time, if you're with someone for a long period of time, they're going to do things that you hate. Now, it's not hate where it's going to cause some issues, you know what I mean? But it's a hate that you may just hate how someone chews or the way they drink or with the way they don't come with some money when you're out somewhere and you want them to pay and they're like, hey, can you get me? You may hate that, but you don't hate the person. So you may have disdain, or and some people do hate people, and they don't realize that they had that hate for someone, which is odd to me, especially people that have hate for people they don't really know, because we're talking about long periods of time. But I feel like that hate I guess you kind of have to categorize it a little bit. I mean, I don't think you can hate someone that you love. I mean, I don't know. That's why I came up with this topic.
I
So,
think so. I feel like you're saying like you hate things that people do, but not the person. So I
right.
feel like that's kind of skirting the topic a little bit because it's like things that would be anybody. So that would then be somebody that you don't love. Like you hate when I put my stuff on the floor. Like if I have a bunch of shoes or if I have my socks or whatever on the floor, you're like, I hate he leaves stuff on the floor. Eventually, it seems as if that translates to me. Like it goes from she's doing this
Right.
to then she's getting on my nerves.
Right, because I feel like you hate the fact that this person understands that you don't like it, since we're going to go there. And if they continue to do it, that's the part you hate, because if you stop doing it, you wouldn't hate it. So then there's no hate anymore. So I'm not talking about that type of hate. I'm talking about that strong hate. Some there's people out here that may not speak to their family members, or someone that they befriended years ago and they stopped speaking because of an issue, and some people will say they hate you. And so but at one point you used to love that person. So that's kind of where I'm going. Like,
I
can you
think,
still love that person and hate them too?
yeah, I think like especially in a family, like for instance, so the instance you just gave, it's like, okay, if somebody did something like I have a couple of family members that I I don't rock with them, period. And you know who they are. Like I don't rock with them. But if they called me
Now they know.
and say
That's okay.
if they called me out of the blue
Right.
and it was a problem or issue, I probably would help them.
So then, no, it wouldn't be a probably. You would,
Yeah.
because that's the love, and that's what I'm saying. So
Right.
you literally can love that person,
Right.
but just because you don't rock with them doesn't mean you hate them.
Now, this I can think of somebody in particular that I do not need to occupy the any space with this person.
Okay. Okay.
If yeah,
So
no,
then that's the question. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to hear other people's opinions on that, because it's to me, it's like life and death. These are two things that go together, hate and love. And so that's why I kind of feel that, it's something that, we question ourselves sometimes about the things that we can't stand or hate, but then in the end, we'll do something good for them and love them. So
yeah, I definitely
they
think
really need it.
I think you fall in and out of hate too. Like for a
Right.
while you could
It's like
hate this
love.
you could hate this person for a while and then start thinking, you know what, I don't want to I really can't stand this person because they may have done some things consecutively in a row
Right.
that just get you to the point of like, dislike. Now I'm like, now see me, I don't hate any, like, hate is such a strong word to me. I would have to say strong dislike because I don't, it's
It's
hard
not the.
for me.
That's not what I'm saying.
Hate some,
Strong dislike is not
now
what I'm talking about.
I
It's
feel like,
love or hate.
I feel like there is nobody, because, okay, so now I'm going to change. There's nobody that the people that I hate,
Mm-hmm.
if something happened to them, I would not care.
Oh, okay.
And so that's not anybody that I love. And has never no somebody that I
Okay.
never loved. I might have liked them at one point,
But then we're talking
but
about somebody that you didn't really love. Is that somebody you used to love and then now you hate?
no.
So that's not the same thing. I'm talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
actually
that's
really
different.
love.
Right.
Because it's like I was thinking the other day when I had told you that, I've been with you longer than your parents.
Well, that can't be.
No,
You mean like living with?
no, longer. I mean, I'm not going to give up your age, but you're usually only with your
If
parents
you
till,
want.
so you're only with your parents for 20 years, maybe
Right.
20 to,
So yeah, we've
so
been together
we've been together
since
for
87.
27
Yeah.
going on 28 years. I've
More
been
than
with
that.
you longer, and I've been with you as an adult. They were
We've
only
been
with,
together like 30 something.
okay,
We
well,
met
they
in
were only with
87.
you. They were only with you as a child for a period of time, and then they were with you an adult at the very end, and not even a grown adult.
See, I
But that's a whole nother topic.
that
I'm
is a
not talking
whole
about
nother
that.
topic
But I was
because
going into that because I was kind of saying, in a sense, that a lot of times we struggle dealing with our parents, but they don't realize that you're dealing with your parents and you're the youngest. and you're maturing, which is usually not the greatest time because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Most people, some people, not all people, but usually you're learning. So then the parents, by the time you become an adult, then you're outside of the home, and then you come back, but you're
So then
outside
they're
of the
so
home.
you're
So
saying
that
that
so a lot of people dislike their family members because they're really around them when they're at their youngest and they're not old enough to mature and understand things a certain way.
well, here's the thing with that. I
So
think
that's why I said that.
if you go to that topic, then basically if you raise the child
Right.
and that kid now comes, you see the result of that,
Right.
you probably hated yourself from the beginning because you fruit doesn't fall that far from the tree. And a lot of times what you like to say about yourself is true, you will find out that is not true when it comes back to you when you're looking at your kids, because you're going to see yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're going to it's the things about yourself that you hate about your kids.
Well, what about if there's a step parent? They have nothing to
You
do.
probably
So
raised
you're
them
going to
too.
say that
You raised
they
them
hate them
too.
too?
If you raise them, they're your kids. Period.
Yeah, I'm not. That's
They're
why I'm
gonna
not
be like
questioning
you.
that. I'm just saying that
They're
there are family members who do not like each other,
most likely they're probably the
and
most like you.
some of them hate people. No, they're not like me. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
No, I'm
What
not
are you
saying
talking?
you, James.
Oh, I was like, hey, what are you talking about?
I'm not
No,
saying you, James. I'm saying you people, the most of the family members that you don't like or you hate, they're probably the most like you.
it could be, but I mean,
Annoying
but
as
but there are
like
some
you.
people that don't get along,
They're the
and
ones
or
like
they
you.
have done something to them
Okay.
that they hated, and they may still hate them to this day. I've met many people who said they don't speak to their sister or they don't speak to their parents or dad. I've met a few people like that. And I always wonder why they hated them so much. And it could be issues, whatever the issues may be. But I think, in a sense, that I would always think if something happened or if
Yeah,
somebody tried to
I
rob
need
them,
to know
if
that what
somebody tried to rob
happened.
them, hold on, if somebody tried to rob them or do something to them, they would be there to make sure they were okay. That's the part of the love that I'm saying. Because if they didn't care, they wouldn't do
Some
anything.
people are like that, and they don't care. And I've seen people where they had a family member even pass away, and they didn't even consider
Yeah.
going to their funeral,
Right, right.
or they went to their funeral and said mean stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that
So then, yeah. So then so you're saying that then they didn't really love them? Is that what you're saying?
they might, yeah, they could have,
I don't know.
but but once some people have certain personalities, when they draw that line in the sand, they're done,
Yeah.
and whether they love you or not, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone that you loved.
I am saying that somebody that you love. I'm saying just because you love that person, people are not going to react like, oh, I the same way you are. They might say, hey, I love this person, but I don't care about them. So I'm not, whatever they have going on over here, that's over here.
But is that love then?
Yeah, it could be.
Well, caring and love,
Not what I would
caring and
do.
love
But
would
so
seem
my
a part of it. I
what
mean,
I would do is completely different than what I've seen other people do, because I will still because I'm a caring person, like you just used the word care. I care. So, but
well, see, that's another show,
other
caring
people
and love.
don't care.
Right.
Just because they love you, they don't mean they'll let you live in the projects or whatever. They're like, oh, too bad for you. They won't let you stay with them. They'll think
Sure.
their mindset may be, oh, you're gonna have to get through these hard times, or oh, you're gonna learn the hard way, and then you'll be okay,
Yes.
or something. But
Then once again,
they be sitting in the
that goes back to what I was saying with the
circle.
love. That goes back. So
But they
then, if I
probably
ask you for money over and over again, and you continue to give me money, and then when you don't, then I get mad at you,
right,
and I
and
say
then
I
you
can't
say, oh,
stand
I
you.
don't love
Right.
you. Blah, blah, blah. I think that's that. I feel like that's just things that people say because they're angry.
Yeah. Pretty much. But
Yeah.
like I said, we throw both words
Yeah,
around
we
pretty
definitely
much.
throw love around when
So
it's not, actually love.
so
But
yeah, that's what we wanted to talk
yeah,
about. If you have any
yeah,
comments, put it down below. We'll read them, and and if you have any ideas, let us know. We'll talk to you later.
yeah.
See ya.